All right, today we're going to some of the planet's most unforgiving corners. We're talking about places where the very ground you walk on, even the air you breathe, seems to have one goal: to end you. So let's dive in and map out the world's most treacherous landscapes.
You know, this isn't just some dramatic line from a movie. It's the absolute reality for anyone who dares to enter Earth's most extreme environments. The stakes don't get any higher, and there's just zero room for error.
So what's the difference between, say, a really challenging hike and a place of true mortal danger? Well, it's not just about being in the middle of nowhere. It's about a very specific kind of hostility coming from the environment itself.
The key word here, the one you really need to focus on, is active. We're not talking about a quiet, empty desert. No, we're talking about places where the environment is a dynamic, hostile force. It's basically a landscape with teeth.
Okay, let's do it. We're about to step into two of the planet's most lethal zones, just to get a real sense of what these active threats are all about.
So our first stop is a place where warmth is just a distant memory, and the cold feels like a physical thing, a predator hunting you. Imagine an environment so frigid it can literally freeze your exposed skin in seconds. This isn't just chilly, it's a weapon.
Minus 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit. That temperature was actually recorded at Vostok Station in Antarctica. That's a temperature where steel can shatter like glass, and the human body just stops working.
And this is what we mean by the active nature of the threat. See, it's not just the cold sitting there. It's the sudden whiteouts that completely erase the horizon, leaving you blind. It's the massive ice sheets that can just crack and shift under your feet without any warning. And it's that insidious, rapid hypothermia that messes with your mind right when you need to be thinking clearly.
Okay, from the absolute extreme cold, let's do a complete 180 and pivot to its exact opposite, the searing, blistering heat of the Earth's core just bursting right through the surface. Welcome to the volcanic cauldron.
In some of these places, like Ethiopia's Danakil Depression, the air itself can soar to 120 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, that's just an oppressive, suffocating heat that drains the life out of you with every single breath.
And again, it's a threat that comes at you from all sides. It's never just the heat. You've got invisible, odorless toxic gases seeping up from the ground. You have these pools of water that look innocent but are so acidic they can dissolve metal. And then, hanging over all of it, is the constant, terrifying thought that the very ground you're standing on could erupt at any second.
When you're faced with an environment that's actively trying to kill you in like a dozen different ways, survival seems, well, impossible, right? And yet, people still go to these places. So what separates the ones who come back from the ones who don't?
Well, here's the thing. The answer isn't really about having the most expensive gear. It's about psychology. Survival in these landscapes is, more than anything else, a mental game.
Think about it like this. On one side, you have the fatal mistakes, underestimating the place, panicking, making a stupid, rash decision. But on the other side, you have the expert tactics, obsessive preparation, a deep respect for the environment's power, and maintaining this state of calm, focused awareness the entire time. That difference, it's life and death.
It really boils down to this simple but incredibly powerful framework. First, you assess. What's the most immediate threat right now? The cold? The heat? Dehydration? Second, you control your panic. Panic is a killer. It just shuts down all rational thought. And third, you prioritize your needs. Shelter, then water, then food. It's always in that order.
So, all of this brings us to a really fundamental question. Why? I mean, why would anyone willingly go into a place that seems literally designed to reject human life?
It's because for some people, these places aren't just threats. They're the ultimate challenges. They are the final frontiers right here on our own planet. A place to test the absolute limits of human endurance, our technology, and our spirit. It's about that deep, innate drive we have to see what's over the next ridge, to stand where maybe no one has ever stood before.
You know, it makes you think. In a world that so often feels fully mapped out and completely conquered, maybe the greatest risk isn't facing the abyss, but losing that very spirit of exploration that drives us to want to confront it in the first place.